in the building.
Let's go.
Live with the Wolfhard Roar!
Let's go.
Let's go.
Y'all know what this is. Peace and blessings. It is your boy, Reax, a.k.a. Vibes, and welcome to New York Revival, where it's not just sports, it's entertainment. And I'm here with my brother, man. You know who he is, and that's Mr. Glass Half Full of Nets.
Be the genius.
Booyah. Booyah. Let's go, people.
I like that. I like that. And shout out to you. Yes, you the revivalists in the chat. Please hit that thumbs up, share, and subscribe. We do appreciate all the support, guys. Don't forget, if you're on X, Facebook, all that stuff, we're live there. Hit that follow button and hit that notification bell when we go live. And don't forget, we are all
podcasts too. Let's not forget Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
Oh, yeah, we are on all streaming platforms, man. Don't forget. Spotify, iTunes, we are there. We need all the support over there, guys. That's how we get.
Subscribe, leave your comments.
Please, we need it all, man. This is how we get, get to that next level over there, guys. You know what I mean? Forgive me. My voice is a little bit hoarse, a little bit. We had a great time last night, but Spee, how was your week, man? And talk to the people, brother. Holy shit, we had a great time last night, man.
Yeah, listen, I mean, it would have been better if we brought home a W. Let's call a spade. We had an awesome time as always. The vibes were high. We were at our spot at Tommy's in Staten Island again. Met up with Justin Pennick. Shout out Justin Pennick, Talking Giants, John Boy Media.
Shout out.
We hung out with our boy. We had TK up in there. It was a fun time. And then the Knicks just couldn't play defense. They forgot how to play defense. And it kind of brought down the vibes because we never were really in the game, but we were. So we kept trying to drink. We were having fun. We were good vibes. They could not break through, and that ultimately, set us off on a negative tone on the way home. But listen, good times were had regardless. I always love partying with my boys.
Nah, listen, man. When I see the boys and we all get together, man, it is fun times. We have a good time. You get what I'm saying? But the next day, you kind of, you're feeling a little messed up a little bit. Like I feel like a car hit me. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I'm not a heavy drinker, but man, when I get there, I feel the effects the next day, especially now. My voice is gone completely, damn near. All right. Well, let's get right into it, Speed. We'll rip the Band-Aid off, man. The Knicks lost, man, and I just want to know how, man. What's your thoughts on how they lost, or what do you think? Or how do you think they lost? Like the question.
I mean, yeah, that's what I said kind of earlier. In that, the defense, man, I never seen a team that's been together. And again, a lot of these guys were on the same team previously at one point, either with Bridges, with his Nova guys, or KT was a newcomer, but like the rest of these people have been on the same team for a while, and the lack of communication. The wide open shots consistently, not getting back in transition. It's like simple basketball 101 type shit, and the Knicks couldn't do it. They couldn't get stops when they needed to. They couldn't get rebounds when they needed to. The offense, looked slogged down at points. I mean, but they still scored a fair amount of points. But when needed most, KT and Brunson kind of didn't show up, man. And it sucks. It sucks to see, and I believe Tibbs got outcoached a little bit again. It's all encompassing, man. And it's really deflating because there were so many times they could have got back momentum in that game. And maybe had they got another stop, had they got a right shot at the right time,
Sorry that was me. Sorry about that.
It's all unfortunate. And now they're on the brink of losing, man. I don't know what your thoughts were on the reason why we lost, but for me, it's defense 101 for me.
Spee, I can name a few, right? And like you said, it's all fundamentals, man. The turnovers has to stop, and the lack of defense. And I think as much as Brunson is clutch, sometimes when it's down and the pressure kind of gets to him, you can see it. It shows. You know what I mean? So I think Brunson has to calm down a little bit. I think Mikal Bridges man, if he's not stepping up now, I don't know if he's going to step up anymore in the future. You get what I'm saying? So he's missing those mid-range jumpers, something that he's money in. So everything has to come into full play here for the Knicks. It just didn't. Josh Hart had like probably 10 turnovers by himself.
Oh my God, infuriating.
So, you know, and also fundamentals of defense. When they set the screen, which I've been saying all season for the Knicks, they have a problem fighting through screens. They have a problem switching.
That's hard, bro.
High school 101, right? When a screen is set, now you guys switch and you pick up the next guy. Yes, it's a mismatch. However, someone's going to help you, especially when it comes to the paint. The big guy's supposed to step over. And if the pass is there, the big guy should have enough space to go in there and cover his defensive player to where hopefully a switch can happen again. So it's defense 101. This is something the Knicks just couldn't do. They can't do. I don't know if it's a tips thing, which we'll get to. I don't know if it's a mental error from these guys, but the defense is the worst part of it, and that shows you when turnovers happen, this team is going to lose. They cannot overcome the turnovers. That's any team. Let's make it clear. That's any team. But it's been shown that those turnovers hurt the Knicks more than switching off on defense. If they control the rebounds and gain possessions, which I don't know why Robinson wasn't in a more time, I thought he, you know, because he started the last game and they won. So I was like, why not, you know, don't break it if it ain't fixed. Don't broke if it ain't fixed it, right? I think what's the freaking
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah,
don't fix it, right? So you go and try to emulate that again or mimic that again, and I didn't see that from Tips. So
can I speak on that real quick?
Yeah, brother.
Because and someone brought up a good point. He should have been testing this shit out and experimenting during the season in the middle of February and March when shit doesn't matter. But now he's fucking throwing it together and piecing it together. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what lineup works, what lineup doesn't, who does what. Because you have starters playing 40 minutes every freaking game in the middle of February and March when you should be experimenting with all your players then. Now your Shamit's getting thrown in. And poor guys, Wright, Shamit, and all these other Payne, all these other dudes are getting thrown in, Robinson, extra minutes, and they don't know what to do with themselves, and they don't know the plan. They don't feel in the flow. It's just it seems desperate, and that's something that should have been done way long ago, not in the fucking game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
And it is desperation, Speed, because you actually start to see them fight through screens and actually start to switch.
Those guys do.
Here's the kicker, though. You could tell that they just started doing it because they were still confused on who to pick up on what. Like you see Mikal Bridges look completely confused one time on one screen. And I was like, dude, they just learned this. Like they just been coached this. Like you can see it. You know what I mean?
That's the scary part.
That's the scary part about the coaching staff. And again, we'll get to it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, man, like why wait this long when things are on the line in order to make these adjustments? And a lot of Knicks fans, like including us, is like, oh, it's about time, Tibbs made some adjustments and at least he's done that. No, he's a coach. He's a head coach.
Too late.
He should have done this at the beginning of the season when it was a problem then. He should have figured out the rotation when these guys were tired at the beginning then. Now these guys are playing all these games, and you can tell some of the quarters, they do look gassed. And then he takes out Brunson because he's like, maybe Brunson is a little bit gassed, and maybe so. And the team started to play a little bit better, but why wait till all of this happens in order to make the adjustments you need to make sure this team is successful? Tibbs, he has a problem here. And again, I don't want to jump ahead. We'll get to that. But I want to ask you this, Speed. I want to ask you this, man, because of course, Mikal Bridges and Jalen Brunson seem like the most, I don't want to say confused. I probably put blame more on Mikal Bridges. And Speed, I'll let you rock in a second. You let me know what's the issue. Mikal Bridges is a big issue right now. You trade all these picks for this guy. And yes, he showed up a couple of games, especially during Boston, and we're like, yes. But still, guys, if you look at it in hindsight, it's still not enough. Yes, he showed up a little bit late. Yes, he stole a ball 2 games to go up 2 games. Yes, very important. Very important. But we need him right now. It gets harder as the East as the levels get there, the Eastern Conference to the semi, whatever the hell it is. Each level you climb, it's harder. So we need you to step up. You can't be in the Boston mode while you're playing the Pacers right now. You just can't. And right now, Mikal Bridges is in regular season mode. Regular season. This is the stuff he does in regular season. I don't see the Mikal Bridges that played Boston. That was their NBA Finals, it seemed, because none of them can step up to the plate to actually beat Indiana, which is a beatable team. You guys beat them throughout the entire season with no problem. Then you get to these guys, and it's a huge problem. I'm telling you right now, next year, Boston's going to be even healthier because Tatum's coming back, right?
No, he won't. Tatum's not going to be back. He blew out his Achilles. No, he blew out his Achilles. That shit's he's done for the year, man.
Nah, he'll be back inside. Achilles, they heal a whole lot quicker nowadays, bro.
I don't know, but he just blew it out. Yeah.
We'll see. It's late in the game. I get it. It's late in the game.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. It does take about 6 months or 8 months, something like that.
Right.
Right. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe he'll be in later on in the season, but still, he still has a chance of coming back in a season, right, Speed? Kind of like a Mitchell Robinson situation, right? So he'll have a chance of getting back in there, maybe something happening. But still, you guys still have that mega team there. And listen, there's still no slouches without Tatum. They still got that other guy with the fucking beard. What the hell's his name again? I forget his name. The guy. This guy's a beast.
Jaylen Brown.
Brown is a beast, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
White.
Like that team. That team got some people on there. So I'm like, listen, it's gotta get a little tougher. Like, again, the Knicks is not a walk in the park when it comes to Boston either. So you got to strike the iron. The point is, strike the iron while it's hot. And the Knicks just aren't doing that. They can easily beat the Pacers. They just shoot themselves in the foot. Again, that turnover battle is what's killing them. Again, Mikal Bridges not making his shots is what kills him. I put some of this everywhere on Mikal. I'll point a lot of this on Mikal.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you could point it everywhere, but what you said, there's some truth to what you said, right? You said that this isn't Boston. This Knicks team seems like it's perfectly built to beat Boston, but not the Pacers. The Pacers are running at will against them. They're scoring at will. They're moving the ball around. They have mismatches everywhere. And these guys like Nesmith, they're fighting through screens. They're fighting through screens, and they're making Brunson they're making his life hell. And like Logan said here, like Brunson took 5 shots in the fourth quarter when you need him most. I think Cat had less than that. Like those our 2 biggest players were basically no-shows in the fourth quarter, and they're taking everything away. They're more athletic than the Knicks. They're faster.
Who's gonna step up?
Deeper. What?
Who's gonna? It's like somebody has to step up then at that point. If
sure. Listen, Brunson was supposed to be.
He's supposed to be clutch, but defense again, head coaching. They game plan around these players that's going to hurt them. And the Pacers seems like they do. They double them. They do whatever they have to do. But who's the next guy? Mikal's supposed to be that next guy. He's supposed to be that
third
next
in line.
Guy.
Yeah,
he's not.
OG and Mikal have been, I don't know. OG, I feel like has been okay. He's been fine.
He's been all right.
He's been doing what,
like I said, I blame Mikal.
Yeah,
go ahead, brother.
He's been doing what he's been, basically been doing, playing good defense, scoring when need to. Listen, he hit a lot of threes. I'll tell you what, also Deuce had an off game last game. That's a guy who stepped up in game 3 and was one of the reasons why we won. And he kind of disappeared. But Bridges, like you said, he has to go up strong. Like the Knicks were closing in on the lead at one point. There was a fast break. Instead of taking a layup and going hard to the rim, Mikal stops underneath the hoop. It comes back. It takes a fadeaway jumper, misses, transition 3 for Indiana, and it's almost like ball game over at that point. They were closing in. Momentum was going. All you have to do is finish up at the rim. Go strong. Play hard. And I guess what I think I'm alluding to what you said. There's some in the NHL they call it 16-game players, right? And it's about the playoffs. Like there's certain guys that are just built for the playoffs, strength-wise, mentality-wise, whatever. Mikal Bridges isn't a 16-game player. It doesn't seem like he's got that will that you need, that like strength, the mental strength, the power, like whatever it is, he doesn't seem to have it. He doesn't have that killer instinct. No. And again, that was a game that he hit a couple shots there, right, to get us back in it. If you remember in the fourth quarter, he pulled us closer, but then he missed 3 straight shots, like 2 open 3-pointers and another like bunny, and that was it. His night was over, and that killed any bit of a momentum. And if he just hit 1 or 2 of those shots, maybe it's a different game.
They're leaving him alone. They're not like they're going over there and drawing a double. It's not like his defender is guarding him hard. They're leaving him alone. He's just not stepping up. He's just not stepping up, and he has to be that type of player to go step up. This way, people can take the attention off Brunson. This way, they can take the attention off of Big Cat a little bit, so they can score. Because you're like, man, McCall's going to be open. Let me make sure I get him because OG is going to be OG. He's going to give you the points he needs. But McCall got to be that next X factor. He got to be that guy to step up as well. You know what I mean? So he's just not, like you said, he just doesn't have the mental capacity. I think the coach has to sit him down. He's one of those type of players. We all had him through school, or whether you played in the PAL, if you guys know what that is. You guys play in them courts. You get what I'm saying? Like the coach got to sit him down and be like, "Yo, bro, it doesn't get any easier at certain levels. This is a life lesson. Either you raise up to the occasion, or we're gonna find somebody to do it for you." And sometimes that reality, that conversation that has to happen, sometimes it hits certain players where you go, man, they're gonna get rid of me. Nah, I got to step up. I got to step up because no team, I'm going to be forever labeled as the guy that can't step up during big moments. We all have them in every league and every player. No player wants to be hit with, no player wants to be hit with that in any league, in any sport. No player wants to be hit with a guy that, hey, he just can't step up during big level. Look at Lamar Jackson, as great as he is in the NFL. He's a guy that's considered, he can't step up in the big moments. Josh Allen right now is the guy. He can't step up in the big moments. We have those guys. We have them.
But don't you find it a little bit, well, so yes, the 5 picks, that hurts. But don't you find it a little bit troubling that we're going to our third option as the main excuse? We're glossing over the fact that Brunson didn't show up when we needed him most. This is 2 games in a row. So game 3, we won kind of in spite of Brunson at the end of the game. This game, another game, he started off hot, had a bad second half, no show in the fourth quarter. Like, that's a problem. This team is built around Jalen Brunson. He is our MVP. He is our guy. And for him not to step up now 2 fourth quarters in a row, and yet we won one of them. But, like, this series has been kind of lackluster for Jalen Brunson, right? And we need him most.
And that's true, Speed. And I get exactly what you're saying, right? But I also revert back to, like, how much can a guy like that play hero ball? Now, I get it. He's Jalen Brunson. He's the guy that's the star of your team. People rally around him. But after that hero ball is going to go away a little. There's going to be some off days.
But is he a 1 then? Is he a 1 if you can't count on him? Is he a 1 on a championship roster? Can he be your guy?
Absolutely. I still think he can. But I can't sit here and say, hey, it's entirely his fault or why this didn't happen. Yes, I understand in the fourth quarter, he only took 4 shots or whatever the case was. I get it that he has to take more shots, but are they going in? Are they doubling him? What's the defensive strategy looks like around him? And they've been guarding him. They had players on him. They were playing him up.
They're D'ing him up. They're taking him out of the game.
D'ing him up. What more do you want him to do? The other guys
want him to be a 1. A 1's got to be 1.
I get it, bro. But if there's he's not Jordan. Let's make this clear. He's not Jordan. He's not Kobe. He's not LeBron. He's not that type of player. He's not that special type of player. But is he clutch? Absolutely. Yes. But if someone is D'ing him up and they game planning around him, then the other guy got to help him.
Yeah, he's the where the hell is Cat?
Exactly. Then they got to help him. And if Cat can't, and listen, Cat, he got his own thing. We'll get to Cat in a second. Cat pisses me off too.
Where was he last night?
Exactly. But if the only person that wasn't guarded up the most was McCall. You got to sink some of those shots for people to go, I got to worry about him now. He wasn't sinking those shots, which is the monies that the mid-paint, the mid-range, those were his money shots, and he couldn't sink them. So now it's like, forget you. I'll leave you open. Let me go double Brunson. Let me go double Cat. Let me go freaking put a little elbow on OG.
It's weird though. You look at his stats, and he had 17 points, 6 for 15, 4 for 5 out of 3. It didn't on the outset. If you were just reading the box score, it doesn't look bad. But like when you're watching the game, it's the crucial buckets when you needed them most that he missed, and that's where it hurt us.
Agreed, man. And listen, let me talk about Cat really quick.
So I gotta ask you this question though, real quick. Do you think this roster can win with KT and Brunson being your main guys?
They can.
Because they are liabilities on defense. They are liabilities on defense.
They are Speed.
Both of them.
But in every team, they kind of have opportunities on defense, and they have guys that score, right? Like it happens in every sport.
But they're not. You better score then, right?
Right.
And they don't score at the same time. That's the problem. They don't score
and that's
at the
the
same
problem.
time.
If they're both cold, it's a wrap for them. You know what I mean? I think they have not to say the perfect roster, but I think they have the two players that you can kind of build around. Here's my thing with the Knicks. I think they need another big man to accommodate, because right now I think they're running small. You know what I mean? So they need another big man, Mitchell Robinson, whatever. They just need another big man that can actually give you a little bit of buckets here. And also their bench is a little suspect. So this is why Tibbs is running these guys into the ground, because he doesn't rely on the bench. He can't. He doesn't have anyone to come in as a six man and to really give them the points or et cetera, or the defense that they need. You know what I mean? So I think the roster is where it needs to be as far as the starting five. I just think they need another big man. I think they need to build their bench, and they need a better ball handler, because Jalen's going to get tired, right? Because Hart was coming up and throwing the ball right to the Pacers. like you know, I was like, Hart, don't come up with the ball, bro. Please, just give it to someone else. Don't come up with the ball and try to facilitate nothing, Josh Hart. And Josh Hart gave the ball away a million times last night. But yes, they need another facilitator. But I think they have the pieces and the intangibles, because look at how they made it. They made it this far. They made it this far, and they still have opportunity. You know what I mean?
So if you think another question here, you think if they lose next game and lose in a gentleman's sweep, they call it, when you lose 4-1, you win one game. It's like, all right, you won one. We're gonna still kind of sweep you. If they lose in a gentleman's sweep, is Thibs coming back 100%? You think?
No, because I think
I don't know if he should.
I think you saw the desperation. I think that conversation was had, because now you started to see them make the adjustments. Tibbs never made the adjustment. These guys been in the playoffs quite a bit.
He's been outcoached.
And they've been outcoached each time. But when you start to see, and listen, we watch this in football too. When you start to see the adjustments and changes that are being made in the middle of the game or the next game, that's desperation. So that means there's a conversation that was had. It's like, if you can't get over this hump, I'm going to find somebody to do it. And I think Tibbs right now, if they in that gentleman's sweep, they can't come back from this, which I don't want to say it's going to happen, but
I don't know.
I'll bet my money that it was. You know,
are we confident that they're going to win the game? No,
I'm not confident at all.
Yeah,
but I'm telling you right now, Tibbs is going to walk into that office, and he's going to be one of them head coaches to be like, we got to move on. We got to move on. So I think Tibbs' job is definitely in jeopardy, because you see the desperation, changing the starting five. Look at the defense and how sloppy it was, but you still see them trying to.
That's the scary part.
Like, you see it, and you see them freaking switching. Like, you've seen it. Desperation kicked in. They had that conversation, and Tibbs understand his job is in jeopardy. And if he can't be that coach, get me someone in here that's going to tell Brunson, you know what, you need to play harder. Hey, you know what, Big Cat, you need to stop being zesty in that hole. All right, you need to go. Pause. That sound mad crazy. Pause, bro. Pause. But you got to play a little bit harder, and I'd be like, no, foul. Yeah. You can't do that, bro.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. No, you can't do that, bro. Like, you got to play a little harder, man. Get a little fire in there. You get what I'm saying? So give me that coach that's going to coach these guys up. Not to say Tibbs isn't. It's just you see the results. It's just not there. It's just not enough.
I don't know if he's got enough to get over the hump, right? Because the offense looks very stagnant at times. They're not working KT in. They play hero ball. Like, it's not like the offense is his calling card. Defense is supposed to be his calling card. They just let up $130 to the Pacers. Like, they look the more disjointed than any team I ever watched. Again, you're now 100 games into your season, and you still have looked more lost than ever. It's been since game one. And the thing, aside from that, the scary part is, the most scary part is the quotes after the game. The quotes after the game are saying, we didn't match the Pacers' intensity. We weren't ready for them. They wanted it more than you. How the fuck in the Eastern Conference Finals, game 4, must-win game, are the Pacers at home coming out with more effort than you?
Insane to me.
How is that possible?
Coaching.
So you got to question the guys on this team, their heart. You got to question the leadership, and you got to question the head coach. How the fuck does that happen?
It's definitely coaching, hands down. I mean, again, a player can you can have all the captains and the leadership on the team you want. And I think Jalen Brunson is a great leader. I think he does get the guys ready to go and riled up a little bit. Some of that is coaching, because it's like, what is
only do so much?
Exactly. Like what is the practices looking like? What is the game plan looking like? Because at the end of the day, the athletes are kind of like robots, right? They have a good amount of instinct, and the rest is coachable. You know what I mean? I would say 5% instinct, 95% coachable. So these guys, whatever the game plan is, they're going to execute. And right now, you're looking at the game plan. It's just poorly executed. It looks sloppy out there. So it's coaching. It's coaching, in my opinion. You get what I'm saying? So, guys, we got to play hard. We got to play hard.
If they win
to the
this
game plan. Game plan sucks.
If they win this game, I think he's safe, in my opinion. And again, I think this is silly. It's crazy to have this conversation.
Whoa, hold on.
We've improved.
If they win the game next season, if they win this game, if they win this game, but they still lose, Tibbs is safe.
If you think about it, in the grand scheme of things, they've improved every single year. They've gotten. This is the closest they've ever gotten to the finals in his tenure, ending 25 years. So I think if you don't lose in a gentleman's sweep, it doesn't look as bad. So you think no matter what, he's fired? If finals are bust?
I beg to differ.
Finals are bust?
And again, I'm just going by perception. I'm just going by what my eyes are telling me and how long I've been covering this damn sports.
Finals are bust?
Finals are bust for Tibbs.
Wow.
Finals are bust for Tibbs. That's my hot take, I guess. Finals are bust.
Okay.
Hands down. Because you're supposed to beat them.
Yeah,
you're supposed to beat this team.
Yeah, but weren't we supposed to lose to Boston? If you want to play that game,
all right.
Yeah.
Check. You're right, Spee. I have no comeback from that.
Right. I'm just saying. And listen,
absolutely right.
If it was up to me, I don't think Tibbs has what it takes to get them to the next level. If it's up to me, I would still be firing. But I don't think Dolan's trying to fire him. I think Dolan likes Tibbs, and I don't think he wants to fire him. So, in my eyes, if you make it you lose 4-2, it looks so much better, right? You don't lose on home court. You lose in Indiana, whatever it is. I think it looks not as bad.
You're right. But shout out to Bartlett, man. He's not a Tibbs guy, but who else he got out there to replace him? No one. Who else he got out there to replace him?
Some
no one.
Questions.
No one. So that's a good question. But all right, man. Another topic. Of course, the Giants, man, start their OTAs voluntarily. Right? It's voluntary OTAs, guys. So, but shocking to me, they have 100% participation here.
Hey,
round of applause for the Giants. Round of applause. And a lot of people go, man. Some people are like, it's in their contract to show up if they want to get paid. Whatever. Yes, it's in their contract, but that doesn't mean they have to abide by it. It's voluntary. Right.
Voluntary. And that means it's important to Dable. It's important to have these guys there.
Right. So the fact that we got 100% attendance, I just want to say round of applause for that team. And I think, and just to chime in on that real quick, that means, hey, they're buying into the game plan. Yeah. They've seen the changes that were made, just like the fans, and they're excited too. For a team to listen, it's teams that out there, they do have 100%, but a good amount of them, some of their players don't show. Like Kirk Cousins didn't show up for his organized team, and that's the quarterback there. You get what I'm saying? Even though Penix is there and that debate is there, he's still their quarterback, right? He didn't show up, but we understand why. But we've seen in the past where Giant players didn't show up to some of these things here. You get what I'm saying? But 100% because now you got a new quarterback, 2 of them now. You got 3 of them, 4 of them that you can choose from. Well, Tommy DeVito's the odd man now, which we'll explain later. But it just means that they're buying into this program. They like Dayball. They like what the offseason looked like. And they're excited, man. And I'm excited that they're excited. You get what I'm saying, Speed? I think they're reading the headlines. I think they hear the chatter, Speed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, man, Giants might rip one. The Giants might make a little noise. The Giants might make a little noise, and I'm excited about this team, Speed. I just feel it in my plums a little bit, Speed.
There's excitement, bro. I love it. And again, I think a lot of that is our quarterback. We having that quarterback and having that cloud lifted over our heads kind of gives you a renewed life, right? And yes, even all the players too, like all these new additions, it's fun. We're here to have fun again. Our coach is having fun. You see him lit up. You see smiles on the faces of everybody, and the music, and it's just upbeat, and there's a renewed sense of life. And again, that's why we're talking OTAs right now. Typically, we wouldn't be. Probably, we'd be like, here's another OTA. Here's this. It's blah blah blah. But we're seeing all this positive stuff happen at the OTA practice, and it's making us all happy. We're seeing Dart chucking around. We're seeing Russell Wilson with a couple TDs. We're seeing Jalen Hyatt Neal, like all these smart decisions, all these like things that we wish that they were doing in 2023 and 2024. They seem to finally something is clicking and it feels right. Like you said, it feels right. It feels different.
Just feels different, man. And let's get into a Neal and Hyatt really quick because I'll get into the quarterbacks in a second. But Hyatt taking first team reps. But you know what's crazy to me, Speed? He's out there taking special teams reps as well.
Yeah,
I think he understands, and I think that conversation was had because wasn't there an article that came out about Hyatt leaned into the coaches a little bit of why he wasn't playing last season or whatever the case was. So I think that conversation was had, and we'll get into that article if you want, Speed. But
yeah,
I think that conversation, they sat him down and was like, listen, man, you are on the bubble. Like, we feel like you just aren't getting better or isn't getting better as far as your route trees, whatever they feel he's lacking in. Hey, go to special teams. You have a better shot in here blocking someone in special teams than you running a deep ball because we got Neighbors for that. We got Wandale for that. We got a couple other. We got Theo down the seam for that. What are you going to bring? And I think it finally hit Hyatt to be like, oh shoot, I need to get better here, or I'm going to be out the league, or I need to pick up special teams here, or I'm going to be out the league. There's people that make great careers as a wide receiver, turn it into a special teams player, the Devin Hesters of the world, and etc. You get what I'm saying? Those were great special teams players. So he can make a good career if he's dedicated enough to do it. And I think right now, what you're showing me, Hyatt's on the bubble. They understand, like, if this guy can't get it together, first team reps, everybody's like, yeah, it's about time he's on first team. That's just to shut him up. See what he can do. See how much he learned during the offseason. But when they were like, take these special teams reps. Oh, he's on the bubble. He's on the bubble, Speaks. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't disagree with what you're saying. So to go back to what you were saying, the article that I believe it was Connor Hughes and SNY put out, he said essentially Hyatt mentally checked out at points last season after clashing with coaching staff and upper management. There was no reason why he should have been as involved as he was at points last season. He's a player with a skill set they traded up for, but he was clearly in the doghouse, right? He was in the doghouse for that coaching staff for one reason or another. We don't know why. But at the end of the day, it's up to Jalen Hyatt now, right? Like, you're a third-round pick. It wasn't like you're a first-round pick, okay? And they traded up to get you. You could have been a fourth-round pick for all we know. Like, you might have fell further. So don't – like, part of me is a little bit pissed off. Like, hey, how we used them, yes, Stable – drafted him for our boy over our ex-quarterback, number 8. We won't say his name, but they couldn't get him the ball because of Daniel Jones. It's called spade a spade. And Hyatt has a right to be pissed off about that. But you know what? You could sulk about it and fight with upper management about your snaps or whatever, or you could come in now excited as hell that you have Russell Wilson, Jackson Dart, Jameis Winston. They were going to throw the ball deep. Yeah. And this is your last opportunity potentially, as a Giant for sure. But, you got to put good tape on out there for the other teams too. So come in here, play specials, do what you need to do to, get right with the coaching staff, the front office, help the team win in any way possible. If you're going to be a wide receiver 4 and not play a lot offensively, you damn well better know how to play special teams or else you're useless to the team. So learn fucking special teams, right? And earn your way back into that wide receiver room. And hey, he got first team reps today. That's the highlight, right? Neighbors was out. Who stepped in? Jalen Hyatt. So he has this opportunity. It's there for him. He's got to go out and take it now. You fucked up last year. Take it now.
And that's the key word, Speak. Can he take it? Can he take the opportunity and run with it? And that's something that's yet to be seen. Because again, you could complain all you want. How you're not getting any reps and etc. But if you're not going out there and working and showing the coaches that you deserve to be there, then I ain't never putting you out there and your career is going to be short-lived in the NFL. So Jalen Hyatt, this is your last chance of working here with the Giants. And I'm telling you right now, if you think you're going to go to another team or to another franchise and do the same thing you was doing here, I need to work team reps. I need to get the first team reps. I need to do that. They're going to be like, man, cut. Get your ass out of here. The freaking Giants have more patience with players than any other freaking team in the league. I'm telling you right now. So if you can't get it right here, exactly, like, dude, they have patience with you. Like other teams is gonna be like, dude, and of course, and like you said, Sweet, because they drafted him. But other teams gonna be like, man, cut, Get this kid out of here. He can't even freaking
Yep.
run a slant. Like, you know, man, who the hell? You just run straight? You can't run a curl? You can't give me a slant and take it to the house? You can't do nothing but just run straight? Get this kid up out of here if he can't block nobody on special teams or something.
Agreed.
So this is him and his agent saying, like, yo, you probably need to try everything. And the Giants, hey, you need to try special teams because maybe your route tree isn't exactly where it needs to be. Do you see freaking Wandale? Do you see the guy that took your starting position, which they drafted you to replace him for? We just gave him a contract, Darius Slayton. Do you see how he runs a route? He's a little bit better at route tree than you. Jalen, what can you bring us? Aha.
Yeah.
Oh, special teams, man. Figure it. Go block.
If you can't do that, you're useless. You're useless, bro. I'm sorry. I'm like, you have it again. He's going about his business like he deserves more. Go earn more, right? Go earn more. Yeah. Make them want to play you. Go earn that spot. That's what I keep coming back to. So, Jalen Hyde, stop carrying yourself around like you deserve something. You're on a scholarship. No, there's no more scholarships. You're in year 3 now. That your ass is on a chopping block. Go out and play specials. Be a gunner. Fucking make plays when you have the chance. Stop sulking around and earn it, man. That's it. And people are trying to say, how dare they disrespect, Jalen Hyde? They're faulting the Giants for this. And I can't believe they got that my man's playing special teams. Like, what has he done to earn more? And what has he done in the NFL to earn more?
Nothing.
Zero.
Nothing. So, and this is why I got to give credit to a player, Evan Neal, because Evan Neal, they figured out that he couldn't play tackle, and they gave him more than enough chances to play tackle, and it didn't work. But guess what he did? He was humble enough to go, all right, put me at guard, and he took second team reps here at guard. And from what I'm reading, it looked pretty good. Like, it wasn't the greatest. Like, he looked like he had his footwork, his hand motion. Look okay. Again, they don't have pads on or nothing, people, but it looked like he was more, acceptable, or he accepted his role. You get what I'm saying? As far as him being a guard with no issues at all. So I'm just like, here's a guy that really was a top 5. What was Evan Neal? Top 10, top 5 pick.
He was number 7, but
a top 10 pick, right? That comes in and has a real chip on the shoulder. The most complete guard, a complete tackle coming out of the draft. Is humble enough to go, man, maybe I'm not cut out for this in the league.
My career has changed. Yeah.
Right? Let me change this now. He's humble enough to do that. So I got to give credit to Evan Neal. Like, we can look at the Jalen Hyatts in the world and be like, man, like, you got to be humble enough. You got to work hard enough. Are you working hard enough?
Yep.
Evan Neal seems like the guy, no matter what, even in the offseason when he was playing tackle, he was trying his damnness to get better. And now he's at guard. He's like, I'm going to try my damnness to get better here. And it'll probably work, Spee. What's your thoughts, man? Because I'm not to say I'm excited, but I'm like, man, this might work. This might work.
Listen, what's the one thing that we feel? Yeah, we're so excited about this team, but the one thing in the back of everybody's mind is like, hey, this OL still kind of has the ability. It might suck still. It might suck, but because you have AT who's injured all the time. We don't know 100% what the guard situation is. JMS hasn't exactly inspired a ton of confidence, but if Evan Neal can go ahead and be a guy at left guard, take the starting job, you could move Runyon over to right guard. And I like that they're playing him at left guard because you play him next to Andrew Thomas, and that's a rock right there. That's somebody that can help Evan Neal be the best player that he could be. He's good at pass protection. He can make up for Evan Neal's deficiencies there. And those two guys on the left side are going to road grade on the left side as running blockers. Yeah. So it would be a great setup for him. And you move a guy that in Runyon who's played right guard before over to the right guard spot. JVR becomes depth at that point. And it's all like good stuff. Bo's depth. Illuminor plays Reyes. JMS, it all could fall in place. Neal being that guy at guard, it would be so massive for this team. Huge. And help in a spot of that they're not that great at. And again, like I said, the offensive line is always the worrisome part. So if you add another piece like this in Neal, that was going to be a nothing that we're about to discard and do nothing, and he turns into something that's just a bonus, right? It's such a huge plus.
Huge bonus. And listen, you don't have to pay him much. because he's still
No.
a guy that has opportunity there. So if he turns out to be something good at guard, the Giants will be like, well, here's a 2-year contract and here's a couple million. You want to stay? You know what I mean? And again, it won't be a couple million, but it still be
I know what you mean.
a cheap, affordable deal to have a depth piece there. You know what I mean? And if he turns out to be great within the next year and that 2 years, then that's another problem to have. And you sign him
You
and
cross that bridge when you get there.
Right,
It's
you
a good
cross him when
problem.
you get there. It's a good problem to have if he's upgrading and he's getting better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just excited to see what he can do, and I think the Giants have every play in their pocket for Evan Neal. And speed. I just hope he, like you said, if he turns out great, that is huge for us as far as the depth piece on
I like
the offensive line that's been struggling.
Yeah, they're not messing around either. They're putting him right in. They're saying you're already our second string guard. You're starting from here from the beginning, and you're going to trade. And I like our man Brasillo. We've seen positive returns on him developing guys, him coaching them up. So, like, maybe if he can help coach up Neal at guard, that's another feather in Brasillo's cap. And, you know, you got Hudson, who now moves to left tackle when Andrew Thomas was not in today. So you like to see that.
Yeah.
I don't know why we were still doing a Zudu thing at left tackle. Maybe they're just trying to see. Dude, I don't know.
Fire him now if that's the case.
They got this guy.
Be fired now.
Yeah, they got this guy Forsyth from the Seahawks. 2 swing tackles they got. Hudson, who started at left tackle. But where's Forsyth? Let him be that second tackle, man, because Zudu ain't it. He's not it. That's not his spot.
Not even fucking close, speed.
Come on.
Holy shit. Well, let me tell you this.
Give him a break, though. Let's give him a break. It's just OTAs.
I will, brother. I will. You got plenty more.
I'm talking about myself. I gotta give him a break.
I respect that. Kafka looks like he's calling plays against be a little calm before the storm. About time, right? I would say that. And you know what? With him calling plays, man, I'm excited to see, because right now it looks like in OTAs how the starting quarterback, you know, or the whatever is starting to be
rotation.
Russell Wilson. The rotation. Thank you, Speed. Russell Wilson, the 1. QB2 is Jameis. QB3 is Dart. Then you got Tommy DeVito at the 4 spot there, which, of course, Tommy DeVito probably won't be on this team once the 53-man roster gets broken down. We all see this coming unless injury happens. Knock on wood, which is a massive upgrade. So I know a lot of Tommy DeVito fans is like, well, why, guys?
Well, why?
Tommy DeVito's a great person, great guy, greatest guy you can ever meet, I'm sure. But his talent level just isn't great here. So it's an upgrade at quarterback having these 3 people here. But give me your thoughts on Russ, which I think we kind of all expected. Jameis and then Dart, man. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, the one thing I'll say, and again, there's not a lot to it. He made a nice pass for a touchdown today. They only did red zone drills and not even red zone. It was from the 10-yard in. So it was like no pads, whatever. But he made some nice throws, right? He made some nice throws. And the thing that I took most from it was Bobby Okereke came up and they were talking about, you know, how are Wilson and Winston doing and how you're acclimating to the new quarterbacks. He's like, they bring great leadership, man. They bring the leadership that this team has been missing. Yeah. And they're talking to everybody. They're all the quarterbacks are talking to everybody. They're getting people rallied. You know, that's what a quarterback should do. You know, for better or worse, you know, Russell Wilson has his faults, but he seems to be taking on the leadership role. I know Winston was going to be there. That's why I want him to be here. His vibes alone are just positive, you know, bring together a team kind of vibe, you know. So that alone, I love seeing that on my quarterbacks. And you see Dart in there fucking making plays too, man. Like, it's exciting stuff.
Looks freaking good. Listen, this is the first time in a long time I'm ecstatic about the QB room since Eli Manning. Let's say that. And listen, Daniel Jones gave us some good stuff to be like, ooh, but as far as the emotional roller coaster that was left here while he was here, it was just mind-blowing and exhausting. And it was just way too much. Yeah, perfect. It was way too much, B. But looking at this right here and the fact that Bobby Okereke says, hey, these guys have like leadership qualities. Guys are leading the locker room and giving a new energy here. We're excited. We feel it as fans. Yes. You get what I'm saying? We feel it. And this is something that we haven't seen in a very long time in the quarterback room. Check to Joe Shane for actually doing that there to making this happen. But I'm excited to see this entire quarterback room develop and get better. And they only will get better, especially when Dart, you know, decides to take over, hopefully.
And you know, so Dart had just to go recap, you know, and again, you don't take a lot from this because it's just they're 7-on-7s, but they split the reps pretty much in thirds between Russell Wilson, Winston, and Dart. Dart had one less snap than the other two. And then Tommy DeVito had one snap total. So kind of the writing's on the wall there. But they're going to give Dart every chance to go out and earn this, right? They have a plan, and they asked Stable about it. He said, I got a plan. Don't worry. I'm not going to let you guys know what it is, but I have a plan. So the starters, they played with Russell Wilson and Dart, not with Jameis. Jameis played with the backups. So again, read into it what you want, but I think they're really trying to fast track, Dart and develop him on a faster track, and I don't mind that. I don't mind it. I think Russ again has the leg up. They want Russ to take it. They want Russ to ease Dart into it where there's no pressure. But hey, if Dart's going to force the issue here, who knows, man? Who knows? But he had an interception today in the red zone. It's shit like that you have to work on, right? There's going to be lots of kinks throughout the way, the whole summer.
Oh yeah.
And I think if they're toe to toe, Russ and Dart, it's still going to go to Russ. Dart's got to blow him out the water in order to start, even to have a chance.
I agree, and especially if Russ is playing lights out and playing well, and it's going to take a while. And listen, it's a good problem to have because a lot of Giants fans are like, I want to see Dart. I want to see him this year. If we don't ever get the chance to see Dart this season and the Giants are killing it, good. Good. You know what I mean? Give him more time to develop. Like, we just want to rush our quarterbacks out there and have them make all the mistakes and then ridicule them of why they're making mistakes out there. So let him learn the offense, learn Dayball system, let him learn the NFL and the speed of it because Dayball is the quarterback whisperer. Trust him to do his job. But I'm really hoping that Russell Wilson lights it the hell up and we never see Dart this season at all. At all. I don't care how bad of a game or one game. If you have one bad game, and I don't care. Let Dart sit for a long time, and hopefully it's going to be for the entire year. Let's say that.
And listen, and Dable again. If we trust Dable to develop him, Dable's going to know when he's ready, right? He will know. He'll get the vibes of the team, and Russ could be having just a normal season. He could do the same thing he did last year. But if this team is 2-5, 2-6. You're not going to see them waiting around to put Dart in. You need to show something at some point, right? So it'll be very interesting to see where this team's at. But again, they're doing all the right the process. I always look about the process, right?
Yeah.
The way they drafted, the way they constructed this team, the plans they have for the players that are here, development plans, everything they're doing right now seems right. It seems like it's the correct process. The results. You don't know what the results are going to be. Obviously, you got to wait until September comes around. They have 3 more months for this process to take place. But everything they're doing makes sense. Neal at left guard, stacking the quarterback room, giving Jalen Hyatt a second chance, making him play special. Like everything they're doing here is just making more sense. So I love to see that they're sound decisions, and that's all we could go with right now. Right, we're only in OTAs. We only have what we can have right now. We don't know how it's going to turn out, but everything seems smart, in my opinion.
I agree, man, and I actually like it. But Speed, of course, man, we got to wrap up. But I just want to get real quick. I'm going to have a hot take, man, before I get up out of here. Here's the hot take. Here's the hot take right here.
I like hot takes.
Our defensive units statistically, I can't even say this right today. This is how shot I am, guys. I apologize. But I really do think, man, our defense is going to be top 10 in the league. Hands down. And when I mean by top 10, I mean
want to say top 5? Say top 5.
What? I'm saying with my chest today.
Say with your chest out.
Defense will be top 5 in the NFL. I think our defense will be top 5 in the NFL. Hot take. Let's really make a hot take. Our defense will be the top 5. Will be within the top 5 in the NFL. Hands down.
I like it.
I'm saying with my chest.
Fucking like it, bro.
Confidently. You just like the way that they're using Abdul Carter during the OTAs just to see the flash of how they're moving him around like a real edge linebacker or a Roman linebacker. Like you get excited about stuff like that. Listen, and I really do think Kayvon Thibodeau's gonna have one of them years too, where it's gonna be like, oh, I see how special he can be. I think Bobby Okereke is gonna have a bounce back one where you go, there's the Bobby we signed. I think Burns is going like, dude, I'm naming names.
Yes.
If we're not top 5, then everybody go. Everybody go. If we're not top 5, everybody gotta go. Everybody. Everybody. I don't care if we're winning. They all gotta go. Because if the offense is putting up points and they're not stopping no one, then what the hell are we doing here for? I'm naming names. I didn't even say the guy who we have here. Dexter freaking Lawrence is another beast.
Defensive player of the year candidate.
Yeah, the guy that we drafted to play on the side of him is a beast too.
Alexander. Yeah. Alexander. Yep.
Top 5. Sorry. Top 5.
I think if you're not top 10, there's a big problem, right? If you're not borderline top 10, that's a huge issue for Shane Bowen. But hey, like I said, you said Abdul Carter playing off-ball linebacker on 11-11s today. Again, process that makes sense. Now you get all your best pass rushers and playmakers on the field at the same time. Kayvon, Burns, and fucking Carter. That should be the plan. And you mix in Darius Alexander and our Sexy Dexy, our defense player of the year candidate. Debo, we even talk about our number one cornerback signing, Javon Holland, yes. And Nubin taking the step up as a year 2 player. Yeah. He's a second-round pick. That's a high resource. These are all Deontay Banks, first-round pick. He's primed for a backup for a bounce-back year. Okereke, our guy that was a stud in year 1, primed for a bounce-back. These starters are there, dude. They're there. And then you move guys like Flott down the order a little bit. Andrew Phillips. You have some depth at cornerback. It all seems good. Like, hey, Dane Belton had an interception today. He's now your third safety. You don't have to play him as much. Yeah. Like all these things are falling into place. It's exciting. This defense, if healthy, there's no reason. Like, let me read you some numbers that they struggled at last year. Yeah. Third down defense, they let up 40% conversion rate, 19th in the league. That gets helped by a pass rush and a great secondary additions. 28th in the league in takeaways with only 15. That gets improved with Javon Holland, a guy that's a ball hawk in the secondary. Nubin, the game slows down.
I just want to go back to that first stat on third down conversions. I just want to know what's the yardage. Like stopping the run is important there too. Because if you got short yardage on third down, then they're not stopping the run there. You're right. So I want to know. I'm going to look into that stat a little bit more. But stopping the run is important too, and I think they did. Yeah, guys. Yeah.
24th in the league in hurry percentage, 23rd in knockdowns, 25th in pressures. Even if you improve it by 10 spots, you don't even have to be top in the league, which they have the potential to be top in the league. But even if you improve that by 10 spots, the defense improves tenfold, right? Like they get so much better. So they got a special talent in Carter. They have 2 additional special talents in the secondary. Like they added a great defensive tackle to go with Dex. This guy could be Leo Williams incarnated by the end of when it's all said and done.
Even better, I think.
Dude, that's it's all there. Like I said, the process is there. Yeah,
I'm excited. I'm excited. And listen, guys, you should be excited as well. On the afternoon, shout out 286 people of the show.
Oh, hold up.
Together, man. Holy cow. Oh, that's right.
Father. Revivalist of the fucking month coming back. Hey.
Holy shit, a super chat.
Man,
yes.
What the hell is that?
Yes.
Shout out to our guy, Bartlett. Thank you, Bartlett, man. A hot take.
You're the man.
Even I got a rant or a hot take, but yeah, top 5. Say it on my chest. I just got
let's go.
Top 5, baby.
Let's
top
go.
5. But Speed, man, let's get the hell out of here, man, because my voice is completely gone. I gotta go chop up some of these lambs here. You know what I mean? I got some lamb. I gotta throw on a little skewer here and make a little shish vibes. You know what I'm saying? I'm off the beef kick, so I gotta, next thing is lamb. So yeah, you know what it is. You know what it is. I'll be trying.
We had a great time. We did a little reaction show today. It was great hanging with you, Jeff.
Same.
We're gonna beat Jeff's ass. Sorry, Jeff. You're gonna get your ass beat.
You better be shitting on the side of a road with TK right now. You better be. All right.
Oh God.
Hey, another one.
Listen, we'll be back next Tuesday. We took the day off. Hey, Bartlett.
Oh, look at Revivalist of the Year. Ooh,
Winners of the Year.
Ooh, Bartlett.
We might have to have a new contest.
Bartlett. Yo, listen, Tuesday night, One, I think we'll probably get a guest. We'll definitely get a guest for you guys, and we're gonna have to talk about this revivalist of the year. I think
we
Bartlett's
might have to have a new trophy.
I think we might have to send Bartlett something if he's revivalist of the year. But I'm telling you, he's in the running, and we got some good revivalists here. But he's in the running.
Nobody's ever super chatted while being on the show.
While being on the show,
revivalist of the month.
He's up here. He's up. Listen, y'all right here. Y'all right here. But Bartlett.
He raised the bar lit.
He raised the Bartlett.
He raised the Bartlett.
Bartlett's there. I'm just saying. Shut up, Bartlett. Just saying. That's a good one. We're gonna talk about it Tuesday, man. But shout out to you, Bartlett, as always,
this
man.
is fun.
Real. But let's get out of here, man. On behalf of my brother, man, you guys know who he is, and that's Mr. Glass Half Full of Nets.
Be the genius.
Woo. Let's go.
I like that, man. And of course, my poke ass brother El Jefe, who could not be here. Jefe, this is for you.
Move this man.
All the tomatoes thrown at you, man. We love you, brother, man. What the hell, man? What the hell? And of course, your boy Eli Reax, aka Vibes. See you guys on the next one. Speed, take us out, brother.
New York Revival, I'm in the building.
Let's go.
Live with the Wolf High Bros!
Let's go.